Hello, 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 kingdom people. I am your spiritual transformation life coach, Latricia Booker, here with Kingdom Business, where we are empowered, where we heal, we get delivered, and we get free. We know who we are. We elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine purpose and power. And that is the truth of who God has created us to be. So first of all, I have to take the time out to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for viewing my videos. Thank you for the likes, for the subscribes, for the shares, for all of the financial contributions to my channel and the seeds you sow into me and my ministry. It is very much appreciated. Thank you. And so, as you already know, and if you don't know, now you know, I am here to drop this beat, this word, this message. Yeah. So here we go, kingdom people. They need you to compete with you. Yeah, I said it right. You heard me right. They need you to compete with you. What is she talking about now, you may ask? Let me tell you. Let me explain. So, okay. You all have folks that are competing with you. Some would call it secretly, but it's not really a secret to you. Some of them you might not know about. There may be people that are secretly competing with you and you have no clue. But there are many you know that are attempting to compete with you. Now, I already know y'all not paying them no attention because you're not in no competition. They competing with you by themselves. You're not even in it because you don't compete. Because we know who we are. We don't compete. We just be who we are. However, there are people that are competing with you. And what is happening, my kingdom people, is they're just doing the same thing over and over. They're really not leveling up. They're doing basic stuff, basic things. You take a shower, they take a shower. They go to work, as they should. Basic things. They fed their child, as they should. Basic stuff. I'm just giving you some examples. And make it a point to say they call themselves competing with you. Because what's happening is they're watching you to see what you're doing, to see where you're at, to see if they can be where you're at, if they can, to do what you're doing or something like that. Because in their mind, they're competing with you. Also, they want you to think that they're the same as you when you know they're not. Because the very fact that they're competing says they're not. Because we don't compete. Kingdom people don't compete. Neither do we try to get people's attention to notice us so we can compete with them. So, they're competing with you. And again, they're doing basic things that are normal, that you should be doing. But in their minds, they call themselves competing with you. Because what I gather is that the way you do what you do is so great. They feel like they have to compete with you because you're so great at even basic things that you do. Okay. Now, let me say this. I'm not, saying anything, downplaying anyone doing basic things. I'm not doing that. Okay. I'm not doing that. Please put these things in its proper perspective. I'm saying these things to make a point to say they're competing with you doing basic stuff. And here it is right here. You're doing things on a whole nother level. And what's happening is they can only attempt to compete with you on basic stuff because they can't reach another level. Now, I started off saying they need you to compete with you. So, as I already said, they have to watch you and see what you're doing, which is basic stuff. They have to pay attention to you to, in their mind, compete with you. Now, I just stated that they're not leveling up. The reason why is because they can't. Here it goes. They need you to level up because they don't have the ability to. Number one, they're too busy competing. But it goes way deeper than that. They need you to help them to level up so they can compete with you. So they may be doing these different things like trying to present themselves or doing something or putting themselves, positioning themselves to draw your attention. They need to draw you in to make you think they're doing something like you or something like that. Maybe not. They just need your attention. And one of the ways they're doing it is, again, in their mind, is to compete with you. Because what's happening, they really need you to level up. But they want to level up to compete with you. Now, they need you to level up because you're the one that got that juice. You're the one that got the anointing. You over here carrying blessings. You're the blessing carrier. They don't have that. 9 times out of 10, they're a reprobate. 9 times out of 10, they're operating out of a demonic spirit. 9 times out of 10, they already know you know who they are. And what God has shown me, it's so funny, is that they know you know who they are. They know you don't want to have anything to do with them. And a young man that I've listened to, it's been a while ago that I've heard him say this, but he talked about how their mask fell off. And now you know who they are. And he said now they're trying to put the mask back on. And all that occurred to me in all of this. Like, first of all, even though they had a mask on, you see right through it. But in their minds, the mask fell off in their minds because they know you see through them. So they're trying to put the mask back on because they need you to compete with you. They need you to help them up level because they can't do that on their own. They're basic. They go to their basic job. They do basic things. Now, again, I'm not talking about nobody and their job. That's not my point. I know people that work at Walmart and they also own properties. They're a landlord. I know people who work at the department store, JCPenney, but they also sell real estate. I know people that, work, that do different things. They work a job, but they also have their own other things going on, their own business. I know best-selling authors who work jobs, but the thing is, that is a job that they love, and that is where God has them to be whoever it is that they are for where it is that they're at. And the thing is, they're doing what they do in the excellent spirit. God is using them where they are. They are in their purpose. So, I just want to point that out to say I'm not, tripping on nobody being in a job, having a job and being basic. Heck, I got a few jobs, and I do my own thing. So, yeah. So by no means am I saying anything about no one's job. What I'm saying is these are basic people that do basic things, and they're trying to compete with you in something basic. And again, they need you in order to come up higher because they can't do it on their own. They don't have that ability or the capacity to. If they ever had, they lost it by operating in the spirit that they do, and 9 times out of 10, because they rolled up on you and tried you, so that God just stripped them of all their gifts and all their, I'm hearing empty. Not only empty, but spiritually dead. So when you're dead inside, you can only do basic things. And again, they're trying to compete with you on basic stuff because they ain't got nothing else. They can only do the basics. They don't have the fortitude that it takes to level up. They don't have it, but you do. So they need you to help them level up so they can compete with you on another level. They need you, though, to even get to that other level so they can compete with you. Of course, we already know how that go, but I'm just making a point to tell you that that's what they doing. And some people, as I already said, you don't even know that this is happening, but some people, this is how you know they trying to get your attention doing basic things, and you're noticing it. They want your attention. They're trying to get you to pay attention to them because they got a trick up their sleeve. Again, you already know who they are. They know too, but they call themselves putting the mask back on, like you don't know who they are, so they can whatever. We ain't gonna go into all that. But what I will say is this: God told me this morning. It tickled me so. God said they're hoping that you will cooperate with their mind games. It just tickled me. I done got to the point where God be pointing out certain things to me. I just be like, but it was so interesting the way it was put. He said they want you to cooperate with their mind games. Now in their mind, it's about hoping their mind games are working to get your cooperation. But the way God put it was like they hoping that you will cooperate with the mind games. But see, that's the point. I know it's a mind game, so why would I cooperate with it? And this is the thing. These are people that you wouldn't cooperate with anyway, period, because you already know who they are. So no matter how many games they try to play and run and whatever they do, you already know who they are. So you would not even have anything to do with them at all, ever. But they still trying. What I had heard, what I had learned, because that's all they know how to do, go in circles doing the same thing. And then what I find in my own personal experiences is they're doing things, the same thing they been doing. They're not even doing nothing no different, because guess what? That's all they got. They don't have nothing else. The devil ain't got nothing but the same old tricks. The same thing. They can't do nothing different because they ain't got it. And again, they need you to get something different. They need you to up level because they ain't got it. They don't have it. They have been stripped. And you know it. You know it. But they trying to compete with you. They need you to compete with you. Let me say it like that. They are trying to compete with you doing the basics by taking a shower. You inspiring people to take showers out here. You inspiring people to brush their teeth. You inspiring people to cook a decent meal. Well, as decent as they know how to. You inspiring people to go to work. You inspiring people to do the basics. However, they need you to level up. This is where the issue come in at. These ones, it'll never happen because you will never help them. Because you can't. You've been restricted from these people. They've been restricted from you. But they still trying to press the issue, which is causing further calamity is what I just heard for them. Because when you know you just screwed up something and you know why, you should just let it go and go on. And get yourself right with God and stop trying to pursue the person. But these ones, they don't, yeah, unfortunately. They're reprobate. That's what I just heard, reprobate. They just don't get it. And so they competing with you. They probably woke up this morning, like I said, and actually took a shower. Yeah. So yeah, and this is the other part of that. Certain things that you do, they don't have the capacity to do. And I'm hearing something as simple as, wow, read a book. Some people don't want to read no book. Some people don't want to go take classes or go to school or just do something to enhance their knowledge or help themselves, you know what I'm saying, in that kind of a way, to help themselves to up level. They don't do that. They don't do it. They don't want to do it. But what they will do is study you. You are their book. You're their book. So again, you inspiring some folks. Unfortunately, they just go about things all the wrong way. They don't really understand they got to get themselves right with God. I want to say to even get to you, but at this point, for these ones I'm speaking of, it'll never happen. That ship has sailed. But as long as they think they can try, they will. You know, as God told me this morning, they hoping you'll cooperate with the mind games. Oh my God. Anyway, you all, Kingdom people, I think y'all get my point. Right. Oh, for real though, y'all inspiring some people to want better, yo. Yeah, they might be going about it all the wrong way, but even though they trying to compete with you, you're inspiring them to level up because they know they need to. Again, they're going about it all the wrong way. They're all in the wrong spirit, the wrong energies, the wrong attitude. Because this is the thing, they still hating on you. They still jealous of you. This the other one I've been getting, the evil eye. How people look at you with the evil eye. They be mad and then still need you to up level to compete with you. I just be like, Jesus, help them. Help us all. Help us all. Because we be needing help dealing with these folks properly. You know what I'm saying? And why I say that, because I'm constantly reminded of, lately, of how Scripture speaks of how when you love someone who is easy to love, you're not really doing anything. But when you love someone that's difficult to love, now they're there. You know, now you're doing something. And when I say love in this case, I'm not saying that these supposed to be your buddies. We already know we not to have anything to do with them. But the point is to still have love in your heart for them. You know how they say love people at a distance. You still have love in your heart for them. God even challenged me. Do I want to call that a challenge? Well, yeah, challenge me or pointed out to me, enlighten me on something. Well, he's telling me, he's leading me in a certain direction, something I've always known of. Well, not always, but for quite some time. How you see the God in others, or how you see them, their higher selves, their better selves. And so I became aware of this whole concept and this thing some years ago. But I went through a whole lot of having to see people for who they was and where they were. And so it's like God is bringing it back to me to now do that. And so what I've learned is that in what in some kind of a way you can be an aid to them rising up into their higher selves. You know, becoming more who they are in God, knowing, just being able to help them to connect with God and them God selves instead of putting the focus on you. You know, it's like they put the focus on you. Yeah, they may be on crazy with you. However, when you aware this and see this, it's like, you know who they are. You know what spirit they're operating in. You know it's demonic. But as I said, God kind of is moving me to see them in a higher light. That don't mean be fooled by what it is and what they are. That don't mean be their friend. That don't mean none of that. It just means love them, have love for them in your heart. don't harbor any hate. Even though they may be hateful towards you. They may have done some hateful things. So I'm saying all that to say, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. However, that's when you know you're doing something right, when you're able to do that. And I thank God for being in a place where for me, when I see people operating like this, I already know something wrong, something's off, something this, I have a lot of knowledge and awareness of what's going on with people and why they are the way they are. So right there, I have compassion. Right there, I hold love. That don't mean I fall for their mind games and tricks. I don't cooperate with their mind games. I don't fall into their traps. But I get, man, you know what I'm saying? So I'm able to hold a space of love for them. And I'm saying all that to say is that's how you can help them to possibly come up higher. But the thing with this is that you have to be able to, it's a spiritual thing. Some of these people see you as money. They feel like you can help them get money. They operate in a spirit of greed. Or they want status. They want attention. So they want to latch onto you for that reason. And they don't understand that even before they could even get to that, they need to do the inner work. They need to heal though. They need to get themselves right with God. Get themselves right inside. It's an inside out job. What you see on the outside, what they see on the outside with you is a manifestation of what you're doing on the inside. They just want the outside without doing the inner work. So to avoid doing the inner work, they want to attach to you. So you can help them level up, but this is not how this goes. So I'm saying all that to say, you seeing them in a better light, seeing their God self and loving them, holding love in your heart for them in spite of the fact that they're completely evil, because many of them are, and it is what it is, still. And I'm getting, God is literally saying to me, that's what he mean by love your enemies. Love them. I'm reminded of when Jesus said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. These people messed up. And when you know that, no matter how much evil they're doing, just out here, not just towards you, towards others, but you just know they're evil people. And even the evil they're doing towards you, it's like, forgive them. They know not what they do. Something wrong with them. The devil done did a number on them. So the best thing you can do is still hold them in the light that God intended originally for them. That's kind of what was happening with Jesus when he walked this earth. He would say to them, oh, ye of little faith. He even wept. Jesus wept. Because he knew the condition of these people and of their minds. And he understood and knew why they were how they were, but he still was like, whoa. So that's why he had that compassion and love for them, in spite of the fact that they were like, crucify him, crucify him. And they did. He still loved them. You see what I'm saying? So, even though they need you to compete with you, and they doing all kind of things to hopefully hope that you will cooperate with their mind games, love them. Hold love in your heart for them. Try to see them in the light in spite of. Maybe that'll help them a little bit. That's the best thing you can do for them. I'm getting that's even the way when God say pray for your enemies. That's a form of praying. Just praying, pray that they will come to terms with who God is, and and not just that, but connect with them and go to them, repent. You know what I'm saying? Turn from their wicked ways. Go to God, because that's the thing. When you're trying to, they steadily focused on you, when they need to be focused on God, and that's your prayer for them. So anyway, I don't want to get too far gone from the topic at hand, but yeah, I think that is very important and essential for the topic at hand. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'm just gonna conclude this by saying they need you to compete with you. And that's what's going on, kingdom people. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and let that rest right there. I need to get a little swig of my coffee. So yeah. If you like this video and or if it resonates with you, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, click on that red subscribe button and click on that bell right next to the red subscribe button so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. Yeah. Also, if you are interested, in any of the services that I provide, you can find all the information right down below in the description box. You can reach out to me at kingdomtrish@gmail.com. Yeah. Check out my spiritual warfare course. It's $25 for you on YouTube. My book, The Girl in the Mirror by Sheila Brooks. Sheila Brooks is my pen name. And that link is right down below in the description box. You can also find it at Amazon. On Amazon. And I believe that does it, you all. So with that being said, thank you all for being here with me. I love you all so very much. It's very much appreciated. So, much love, light, and peace, and many blessings to you all. Kingdom people, that's my time. You already know. And if you don't know, now you know. Jesus girl is out.